Hello Pisces, Pisces rising and Pisces moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting December 4th, 2017. Just a quick reminder for all of y'all out there, if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, or just follow the links below. I'm getting a lot of people emailing me and commenting, asking for readings, and sending messages to the Scarlet Moon Facebook page and tweeting at me. Can't schedule that way because it's a self-schedule system. So, playing email tag or message tag, other people are already scheduling, so it's an automatic process. So you just got to do it through the website if you want to get one. So what's going on this week anyway? Well, on Wednesday, we've got Mercury, recently turned retrograde in Sagittarius in your 10th house of career, forming a very strong yet helpful sextile to Mars as it's about to leave Libra, your 8th house of shared resources and passive income. And this sextile is actually going to reunite you with an old opportunity, or possibly even an old associate or colleague that could actually bolster or boost a side income, whether it's a side income in the form of investments, passive income money, self-employment, possibly even a collaboration being put on the table. If you're interested in trying to make some extra scratch, this is definitely the kind of energy you do want to see. This could be something that you actually perform at your regular job, or something that you do from home. Later on in the week, we have Venus recently moved into Sagittarius, your 10th house of career, where it's going to be forming a tense square to Neptune, currently in your sign. And whenever we have Venus and Neptune in a square, we've got to be careful about what could be considered addictive or habit-forming or just very high-maintenance behavior. And in this case, this may actually be a project that comes on the job. Now, when we talk about something addictive or something very costly or consuming, this can be maybe not necessarily something that you are forced to do, but this could be something that we take on maybe, as a project or a side assignment, or something that, could be maybe bolstering us. Maybe it could, promoting us in some fashion, but it almost seems high maintenance. Like there's something about it that almost actually, again, becomes a bit obsessive. It needs a lot of attention all the time. This may detract or distract from the work that you need to be doing, and it may actually compete with other important priorities that you have. Be careful about, again, anything becoming addictive or habit-forming, especially when it comes to career opportunities or projects following Sunday, alright? What we have early in the week is fabulous, but later on, just be a little bit careful. So what's going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Sphinx, okay? And the Sphinx, the prompt at the bottom reads, choose your words carefully. And this week we have to be very, very careful about not necessarily just choosing our words, but at the same time making sure that we are speaking in a way that is listener appropriate. This card tends to show up when we have to learn to cater our speech or be more fluid with our language or with our speech, depending on whom we are actually interacting with. We all have those kinds of people in our lives that may not necessarily just get us the way that we speak naturally. We sometimes have to take on a different style, a different format, a different syntax when we are dealing with so-and-so versus so-and-so. People can be a little bit more sensitive than others, people can be a little bit more rigid, or people might not necessarily take something the same way, say, your friend would or your brother would, the way you intend. And this week may actually, test the boundaries of, again, semantic fluidity and language fluidity for a lot of people that you're interacting with. So be mindful not to assume everyone is going to be able to handle or take things the same way. Sadly, that's just a fact of life. But this week it seems a little bit more prevalent. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Three of Swords upright. And this week could come with a bit of a feeling like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And a lot of this does have to do with the fact that you may be feeling, or maybe you actually put in a position where doing what's best for you or doing something good for you may actually put you in a position to betray somebody else, or somebody may end up feeling betrayed by you or a decision that you decide to make. There may be a pivot that you're trying to, to make maybe a financial arrangement you're trying to get out of. Maybe we're trying to change a course that we are taking when it comes to our job or career, or a job we are taking on. And the Three of Swords upright says it may be inevitable that there are some hurt feelings. Sometimes we have colleagues or even clients that we don't need to work with anymore, or that we do need to be putting a distance from. And with the Three of Swords, it may not necessarily be a conflict we can avoid. Some people don't say bon voyage with, a smile on their face, completely understanding that, it's time for you to move on to bigger and better things. Sometimes advancing yourself may actually mean that you choose to get ahead and somebody else ends up falling behind. And that's just kind of how it goes. And this week you may be, in a situation where either a boss or a big opportunity comes up for you, but you may end up accidentally, stepping on a toe, or, again, leaving somebody feeling betrayed because they may not necessarily understand. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, again, we've got the Justice card upright. And it does look like, again, a new alliance is being formed, or a new term of commitment is being formed with somebody close. The Justice card can indicate, again, maybe this is something that is actually signed as a formal contract, or we are kind of embarking upon this as sort of like a sworn oath. And this does seem to be advancing you. Usually the Justice card upright can indicate an advancement in any area with the help of partnering with another. This could be a wingman actually helping you get a new date. This could be, again, a new business partnership opportunity. This could even be a friend or a relative going out of their way and, securing or procuring something that you have actually been searching for some time. The Justice card upright says there will be a deal or a pact that will actually be fulfilled, and it looks like both of you will be getting some kind of special reward or award for it. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Queen of Wands reversed. And this could be the person that feels betrayed. This could also be the person we just need to choose our words carefully with. Because with the Queen of Wands reversed, we do tend to see temperamental, or perhaps some, I guess you could say, emotional instability. Usually with the Queen of Wands reversed, we do see somebody who can go from, from happy to, enraged to elated to, severely saddened and depressed in a heartbeat. And this could be, again, somebody that is set off by a choice that you have to make. We see this with, normally showing up with a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, or somebody with those qualities. One of the issues you got to pay attention to with the Queen of Wands reversed, though, is sometimes a lot of these emotional outbursts are actually, let's just say, quite shallow. Maybe there's sort of a blunted affect to them. They're loud, they're explosive, they're intense, but there's no real energy behind them. Don't get sucked in by the show just because somebody's trying to change your mind by putting on a show. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Queen of Swords upright. And it does look like a lot of you single Pisces people may actually be in a lovely position to meet somebody who shares a lot of very similar life experiences with you. When we talk about the Queen of Swords, this is someone who's been there and done that. And when we look at this in a love capacity, it's usually showing up where a person has had a lot of the same life experiences that you have. Maybe it's a similar education, similar events, good and bad, in childhood, adolescence, your formative years. And the Queen of Swords does talk about a meeting of the minds. So for a lot of you, this is going to be an easy rapport to strike up if you are looking for new love. The Queen of Swords can also indicate, again, third-party help for either, whether you're looking for a new love or perhaps trying to get a message across to somebody that you already have your eye on. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Queen of Swords does indicate a partner may actually be deciding to take a certain matter into their own hands to bring it to a forced fruition for the best, of all concerned. Maybe we've been sort of taking our time with handling some kind of challenge that we don't necessarily, we've been trying to be very, very tender-footed with it, handle it with kid gloves. Well, our partner's not playing anymore, and maybe there's a big discussion that's needed to happen with a family member, with in-laws, one of your kids, a mutual friend, and maybe we've been a bit too dainty with him or her. Maybe our partner is sick and tired of doing that, and I think they have the right choice, or they have the right thing in mind when it comes to finally just settling this matter for good. And luckily for you, they don't mind coming off as the bad guy or the bad cop, so win-win as far as this is concerned. So that is your horoscope, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.